I thought we would take a look back over 2021 and just have a little look at what we've got coming up in 2022. As usual, this is only kind of partially planned. We'll see how we get on. We're going to stick everything we've got into this next little while and just have a look back. So, 2021, it started off, we were in lockdown here in the UK, what a way to start, but it did bring out people's creativity and we did make the most of the year. Release-wise, we kicked off with this beast, Mood Swings Volume 3, and what a beast this was. We had VILLE and McLeod featuring Leo Wood, Siren, Rhea, Ripples, Technomatic, Mirror Image, the massive Faction remix, Scientific remix of Terror. Ember, absolutely killing it last year, one of his first years making music. Tempsa, debuting as an artist on there. VILLE and McLeod, the L-side remix of Crossways with Degs on there. Serve, one of the other guys from Dexel. It goes on and on. Lensman Caught Up, Terror remix. That was, what a way to kick off the year. And of course, we kicked off this year with Mood Swings Volume 4, but we'll come to that in a little while. What a way to kick off. Let's go through some of the other vinyls we had last year. If you haven't grabbed these yet, make sure you do. Vanguard Project, We Did Not Stop, Volume 7. Me and Drew are working on new music for the Vanguard Project. Hope to bring you another album in 2022. But my favourite track on here, I think, was New Disco. But Vanguard Project Volume 7. Obviously, you can grab all of these, spearheadrecords.co.uk or the Bandcamp store. 20 years of BCee, but 10 years since my first album, Beat the System. First time this whole thing came out last year, all on vinyl. And still, we got some of those suckers available. VILLE making his debut EP on Spearhead Records, One Track Mind, without McLeod for this one. For me, dub. Absolute killer. Been really enjoyed playing that one. Seba returned to the label and I got to collaborate with him. Big up Seba. And Emily Harkness on there as well. Breathe Deep EP. Absolute highlight for me. Getting to work with the legend that is Charlotte Haining, who did have such a good year last year. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll have seen she's just received a gold disc for her writing work on the Becky Hill track La Di Da. Me and Charlotte wrote loads and loads of deep lyrics together, like In the Moment and History and Could Have Been Us. She gets a gold disc for La Di Da Da Di Da. There you go, deep, deep, deep. Big up, Charlotte. Many big things to come for her. But this came out, the double pack picture disc of Life As We Knew It. Remixes from Spy, Monroe, Technomatic, Polar and Bryson, VILLE, Ember, Winslow. Really, really happy with this. Look at that beast. If you haven't seen this before, I can't open it. Still more of these available. Grab one. We repressed 4 of these, Hitting Target, Series 1 to 4, with some of the biggest releases on the label so far. The whole lot sold out straight away. Nympho returned to the label with Leap of Faith. My favourite track on this being the title track, Leap of Faith, featuring Anastasia on vocals. Anastasia, if you see this, please, I want to work with you and work on a track together. I know you're doing other things, but come on, let's make it happen. Rhea, produced by Winey and one track also produced by Ember. Rhea, at the end of the year, released the Blame EP. Absolutely banging. If you haven't heard this yet, check it out. All of these, as well as being available on vinyl, are of course on Spotify or your preferred streaming service. As well as that, I'm just going to look at my notes. We had, now I'd love to show you, of course, the 20 years of BCee box set that I ordered this time last year in 2021. It's currently due to arrive here in March. So if you've ordered that, you've got a little bit longer to wait. If you haven't, Most of them have pre-sold, but we've got a few more ready to ship as soon as they get here. Please do order it, otherwise we won't be able to move in here. For box sets, that's the state of vinyl. I'm not even going to bother going into that. There's some interviews you can hear, loads of people talking about the state of vinyl. All I know is it's been a pain for us. So 20 years of BCee came out, released tracks all year for that, and you guys absolutely showed the love and supported, which was fantastic. Celebrated, of course, by having a nice long bath with take a look. Big up everybody, massive thanks for all the support so far on the 20 years of BCee album. Streaming really well, could not be happier. Thanks so much for your support. Just here having a glass of wine to celebrate. It's been amazing. Oh.
Oh, Tempter, I've told you to read the contract Steve sends you.
There you go. So big up Tempter, big up Charlotte. Thank you for that, and thank you for having a little bit of sport. Absolutely loads of releases. I mean, that's the schedule from last year, massive. And coming up this year, well, we've got loads more, but before we get to that, what else happened last year? Managed to hit about 60 of the Spearhead Records podcast.
Quite a good moment to just mention, actually, Urban Creative Clothing will be going full eco on our packaging. Well, as soon as the eco packaging turns up, basically. It's horribly hard to find. Do you know what I mean?
And with that, will you still be using young underpaid Chinese children to make the clothing?
Right now.
Positive.
That is not the case.
Play some more music.
With loads of you guys joining every Saturday for kind of this and making it up as we go along. And I can't believe so many of the same people. We really built a community on those podcasts, and this year I plan to do one a month as much as I can. I'm going to be doing one very, very soon, so watch this space. If you're not already following it, check out on Facebook the Spearhead Podcast Crew group, where I try and announce when we're going to do a podcast. It's a bit hit and miss depending on what's going on. Hasn't been one for a few weeks because I had COVID. Way fantastic. What a great Christmas present. But yeah, the Spearhead podcast have been really, really good fun and kind of kept me and a lot of others going whilst we couldn't get out there. Finally, though, we did manage to get out. Yes, this year, 2021, last year, saw some gigs happening again. And we managed to do a Spearhead night at E1 in London, and it went off.
Never choose war, just laughter. Got the kind of smile that the world runs after. Baby, we can twist like pasta. Love like shops, make the room spin faster. They say you won't play, but I know better. Lately, I'm crazy, 'cause I'm so hooked on you. More flames in the ceiling at a sound clash. You could show them with the flicker of an eyelash. Got them running like you're throwing up some fast cash. They're a pebble in the ocean, you're a big splash. Magnetic concept to a low attraction. Nothing stronger when we link, now that's the chain reaction. I see you in between the noise, there can be no distraction. When we turn the cameras off, that's when it's time for action.
I did a 3-hour set, or maybe it was even 4 hours, at Hospitality in Bristol to celebrate 20 years of BCee.
Ladies and gentlemen, so Spearhead taking over right here. We're celebrating 20 years of BCee.
Let me tell you now, I'm gonna ease
not only did we have a fantastic night, but I also bumped into the legend that is Netsky.
Can you film me?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, how you doing?
Good.
You're at least 16 now.
I'm at least 16.
Yes. No, the label is at least 16. You're at least 20.
The label's 16,
Fantastic.
20 of BCee.
Well,
How many of you?
Many.
Many years
yeah.
of Netsky.
Yeah. We're here in Bristol, where it all started in a way. Probably didn't, but still, I'm here with Steve. I love Steve to bits. Congratulations on your anniversary of the label and your DJ career. And I hope you have a wicked night tonight. I had a wicked night tonight. I'm really glad I saw you tonight. After all this bullshit the last 2 years, I'm very happy.
Big up, Horace.
Yeah, man. Big up.
And then, following straight on from that, managed to go to O2 Academy and get to perform on the O2 Academy stage to a sold-out crowd that were there for Hybrid Minds. Hybrid Minds, an artist that first signed to Spearhead Records many years ago and were kind enough to invite me back now that they are absolutely killing it.
I've been running hard to avoid the pain, wearing myself out, 'cause I can't keep up the pace. And I know that you are exactly what I need. Still I fight to lose control, still I won't give in.
And in the middle of that lot somewhere, managed to stop in Bristol to see the main man, the only photographer that makes it happen in drum and bass, the legend that is Shaloni Wolf, aka MC Loki, and whacked out some new press shots.
I don't wanna let you down. If you're spiraling out, oh no, I don't wanna let you down. If you're spiraling out.
Been abducted. Squid Games.
It's easy to get carried away with emotion. Follow the fire all the way down till it burns out. This isn't real, it's emotion. Putting your world right out of balance, pulling you close and start to pretend as if forget. This is the way.
Photo shoot done. Back now to the hotel. Come up with a set for tonight and go and deliver 3-hour set. Vibes.
And the same weekend as all that, in 2020, I started trying to exercise a bit of comedic license, and I went to London's comedy school and started trying to learn how to be a comic and do stand-up. And in October, This year, I finally got to my first stand-up gig at the Backyard Comedy Club in London.
For a career, I am a drum and bass DJ. If you're some drum and bass lovers among us, that's good. If you don't know what drum and bass is, my wife describes it as making really soulful music and then going and turning it all to shit. I think was the way she described it. But, I've had an all right career. Before lockdown, I was touring New Zealand and Australia. In lockdown, I managed to get a dance music #1 on the iTunes chart. And since lockdown, I have performed at the Year 6 Leavers Party at my daughter's school. It's gone from bad to worse. But it's a job I love, and it's a job that in the first lockdown Rishi called totally unviable. Cheers, mate. And in fact, his suggestion was to go on the job retraining app that the government provides to find new work. So I did that. I thought, let's give it a go. First job, you would have thought it would be HGV driver, right? But not even on there. First job, butcher. I'm married to a vegetarian, so not happening. Second job, baker. But I can't be dealing with early starts. Third job, anyone want to guess? No, horse groom. Horse groom. I thought this was meant to be a furlough scheme, not a furlong scheme, Rishi. I've been on a horse once in my life. It was called Max. When I turned up at this place with my kids, they looked at me and said, we're going to have to bring you a bigger one. I kind of climbed onto it with a ladder, and the experience was like 30 minutes of this machine, like a bucking bronco, doing whatever the fuck it wanted, whilst battering me in the testicles. So I weren't really up for that, but I thought, horse groom, not even a jockey. I did try it though. I've spent many late nights on Snapchat during the last 6 months, talking to a 6-year-old called Geronimo, who thinks I'm a 4-year-old filly called Blossom. Yes, we're going out soon. Anyone going to leave you with this one?
Of course, we come to that time of year, the same time every year, when there are the infamous Drum and Bass Awards. They always create a little bit of controversy online. Should that person have won? Should this person have won? It's not about awards, it's about this, whatever, man. I love the Drum and Bass Awards, even though I've never won one. People like Hospital Records win every year. They've actually got so many awards. Last time I was at the Hospital Records office, I thought they probably won't even notice if somebody took one of the awards. So, big up Hospital Records. We now have a Drum and Bass Award in the Spearhead office, courtesy of you guys. We will look after it. Thank you. Not only was it a good year for the main label 2021, but Future Retro as well saw releases from brand new artists such as DPR, who got my attention when he said on a podcast, what's the best way to get you a demo? I said, meet me in person. Dan DPR struck absolute gold, really, by getting me to go to his house in a lockdown by me putting out a post online saying, has anybody got any old DJ equipment? And him saying, yep, if you come and pick it up, you can have these old CDJs. I went to his house, picked them up. He gave me a CD, popped it up in the car on the way home. And I already wanted to sign it just because the guy seemed like a legend. Sure enough, the tracks were great. And that became the DPR single on Future Retro. So check that out. We also tracked some Artsy and many others. Towards the end of the year, it came time to actually get out and celebrate 20 years of BCee at Peckham Audio. But as some of you will know, whilst on the train on the way there, we got the call that thanks to Mr. Omicron, it had been cancelled. So got off the train, turned round and came back home again, only to test positive for COVID myself the next morning. What a great end to the year. So, what's 2022 got in store? Well, we plan to hit it hard again with Spearhead events. We are back on the 4th of February at the infamous Steelyard, which is only a few weeks away. You can grab tickets, just check online and we'll put it in the link for this video. But we have got me, Monroe, Seba, Lenz, Deggs, Willem, Ruthless, Texas, and special guests Technimatic all joining us at Steelyard. It is gonna go off because we haven't been able to have a Spearhead night for a little while. The one at E1 was the warm-up. This is going to be it. Please grab your tickets and be there. Of course, if for any reason it gets postponed, we'll honour that. But we're pretty confident that this is going to happen. Everything's going in the right direction. It's going to be good. Get your tickets and come and join us. There'll be more. Also, this year release-wise, already this has come out. Mood Swings Volume 4, probably the last one in the series of Mood Swings vinyls. I think we're going to switch it up next year, but this is probably the one that I'm most proud of today. We got Vanguard Project and Roof Royal, Fix Up Your Love, Terror, Runs, featuring Stars, Inmost Remix, me and Blue Martin, In the Head, Low Heart and a Little Sound, Be There, Red Eyes, Random Movement, How Many Ways, me and Ember on the remix, Black Lab with Placebo, probably my favourite track on there. Mr. Trick with In the Red. Rhea, Where Did the Time Go? Nympho and Willem, Lazy Bones. Me, BCee and Philippa Hanna, Galaxy, Blade Runner on the remix. Bert H and High Ref, A Time When, and Sweet Pea with Jungle Juice. All making up Mood Swings 4. Grab the vinyl for this. There's not that many left. You know what to do. We've also got these sick 10 inches coming out very soon. 2 lots of remixes by originals by the Vanguard Project. This is Want You Back, Coco Bryce remix, and Coco Bryce's alternative remix. When a guy makes 2 remixes this good and you can't choose between them, you just release them both. And then Coco Bryce again on the remix of Stitches featuring Jemima Reed, and then Tim Reaper on the remix of What You Do. If you like chopped up breaks, proper old school jungle rhythm flavours, this is what it's all about. Those 2 guys have absolutely smashed those releases. There's more stuff coming up from me this year. We're working on a new Vanguard Project album. This year's going to see the first Ember album released, which will be some of the tracks he's already released, and a load of fresh material. We've got an EP from me and my old friend Cubics, who I started this journey with, coming out. We got tracks on that with Deggs, Lucy Kitchen and Rebecca Fitch, and that is coming out soon. Some of you have already grabbed the test pressing. We've got an EP from Terror. We've got an EP from Bungle. We've got an EP from Think Tonk, which, if you've heard his stuff, you might wonder how it's going to fit the label. He has killed it with 4 slices of absolute excellence coming out on the label. We've got an EP from Human Nature coming out. We've got Bert H coming out, Low R, loads and loads of stuff, and that is all in the first 3 months of this year, plus the nights, plus the event at Steelyard. On the 9th of April, we have rescheduled the 20 Years of BCee album, so that will be coming out then. And yeah, it's going to be a good year. We want to thank you, everybody here at Spearhead, me, Ben, Mark, Andy, all want to thank you guys for being so supportive throughout the last 24 months, throughout the lockdowns, through the uncertainty of the times, and I hope we've been able to bring you enough music to keep you guys going as well, and I hope you're going to stick with us as we move forward into the unknown, that is 2022 and beyond. So big up, thanks very much for the support, and I'll think of a name to call Spearhead fans at some point. Until then, big up yourselves and stay tuned.
That's a raggedy fox, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Mate, must be her. Are you going to move? It's not very old either.
No, that's a little one.